Hey guys, so Kung Fu Panda 4 is finally out, and if you haven't seen it, check out our non-spoiler review on it. But for those of you who have seen it, welcome to our spoiler review, which perhaps might be a bit of a rant, but hopefully you'll enjoy it. So before I start my hopefully not so long rant, which I have done already one for this year, so I'm gonna try and not go for too long, but please like and subscribe and let us know down below how you found the movie. I really am actually really interested because, at least from what I've been hearing, loads of people have been saying a lot of positive stuff about this movie. So it'd be good to hear if there's anything perhaps negative about it, perhaps. But yeah, let's get on with the review. Okay, so you might have checked out our non-spoiler review. Maybe you haven't. I'm just going to explain everything I said there again, but with a lot more spoilers. So first of all, I'm just going to be blunt and say this movie was absolutely rubbish. It was a disappointment from the trailer itself. I just knew it wasn't going to be good, but I hoped and I hoped, but my expectations were low, and I'm glad they were low because I would have been really devastated. But yeah, this was another rubbish movie for 2024. So I'm going to start with Poe. So it was nice getting to see Poe again, but I feel like from the first movie, from him going like his journey from being noodle maker to dragon warrior, and then the second movie from him, finding out about his past and also coming to the realization that he's he's okay. Like he's got his dad, he's got his friends, he's okay. Like it might have been a sad beginning, but it's a happy
Mm.
ending, not ending,
Yeah,
but
presents, yeah.
it's a happy life. And the third movie, meeting his Pan's dad and everything. And then we come to this fourth movie, and his next journey is to not be the Dragon Warrior anymore and to move up. I really hate that. I don't know if it's just me, but I really hate that because I feel like maybe because it's been such a long gap, but I feel like the whole point of Kung Fu Panda is for him to be the Dragon Warrior. And I get like in the third movie they're trying to like move him into being like a mentor and like he's starting to teach and stuff. But I thought they sort of left all of that. But they've come back to this again, and now he has to find someone to take his place. And I hate that. I just feel like we didn't get to see enough of his journeys. And then at the end as well, with him picking Sen, like I get you could tell that was gonna happen, but
Yeah.
it was so annoying. Like I just feel like it did not need to happen. Like leave him as Dragon Warrior. Like who like I don't know who came up with this idea, but it was rubbish.
Mm.
Okay, Poe's dads. Great getting to see them again. Like Grace said in the non-spoiler review, didn't really have a big impact on the overall movie. It was just
Mm.
nice getting to see them and also getting to see them team up, especially when you think about the third movie. I love their team up in that movie when it came to defeating Kai. But yeah, Master Shifu, they did him wrong. This guy
Yeah.
was not even in the movie apart from like little angels, little Master Shifu angels. That was it. Um, so yeah, for both of those characters, like again, like they didn't need to be in there. Like you know, but they put them in there and they did them rubbish. So,
Mm.
I guess pick which one you want to do, good or bad. Okay, Sen, played by Awkwafina. I absolutely love Awkwafina. I think she's amazing, and I love her voice, and also just seeing her in loads of different movies like Ocean's 8 and then all the animated stuff is just amazing. But it's overdone. She is in every single movie I seem to watch that is animated. From Migration to Raya in The Last Dragon to The Little Mermaid to Bad Guys. I'm sure I missed some, but I've had enough. Like, as
Mm.
much as I love her, I just feel like because of that, I just kept thinking about all these other characters and I just couldn't connect with Stan. Like, I know loads of people saying, oh, she was a really good character and da 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 da. But honestly, just because she was played by Awkwafina and because of the voice, that just put me off through the whole movie. And also the fact is that she's kind of trying to take over Poe's role. Like you could just sense that, and I just
Yeah.
hate that as well. And also she's sort of like the replacement for the Furious Five, which I also hate. Oh, but yeah, it's just as much as I love her voice, it's so unique and stuff. It's just so annoying to hear the same voice over and over again. Like, there's so many other people out there who could have voiced this character. Okay, the chameleon, the villain. So she wants to become the greatest and most powerful kung fu master ever. And she says that she came from humble beginnings and dreamed of becoming something more. She wanted respect and power. She wanted to be a master of kung fu. And, she was turned away for being too small. And, and they said that kung fu wasn't her destiny. And so she chose sorcery and da 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 da. That was literally the backstory. And it was a rubbish backstory. Like, they could have made it so much more better, but the way they just did her, she was such a bland villain. Like Tai Lung, right? His whole backstory is that, he was raised by Master Shifu, who taught him the ways of kung fu, and then he grew and grew and grew, and then he wanted more and more power, and he wanted to become the Dragon Warrior. Amazing. Shen, in his city, they came up with fireworks, and he was intrigued by these fireworks. And then the soothsayer told a prophecy that he was going to be defeated by someone of black and white, a panda. And then he goes around, kills every panda. He missed quite a few, but thank God for that. But yeah, also that amazing Kai. He wants to steal every panda's chi. I mean, you could tell it was going downhill a little by then. But still, even then, like, Kai was such a good villain. But this one, she had no real development. Like, I don't know, like, I loved all of these backstories of these villains, but hers was just so bland, and it just didn't stand out.
Yeah.
And then talking about these past villains, right? We had Tai Lung, we had Shen, we had Kai, we had some other kung fu masters and stuff, and they were in the movie as well. But again, that was a waste. They really hyped it up because, we were like, oh my God, these villains are going to be in here. Oh my God, there's going to be this big showdown and stuff. And yeah, there wasn't really. They were locked up in a cage. Woo! And the chameleon, like, shapeshifting and stuff, which was pretty cool, but it was a waste of these characters. I'm going to move on to the end. Like, there's some more stuff I want to say about all, like, the chameleon and these past villains as well, but I'm going to leave that for the end. The Furious Five appeared for what, 2 seconds? Yeah. Absolutely rubbish. I feel like they did not want to pay Angelina Jolie, Lucy Liu, Seth Rogen, Jackie Chan. I don't know if I missed anybody, but I feel like they didn't want to pay these guys to come back. And so what did? They just included them at the end, and that was it. And they were just training Shen. That was it. Yeah. Okay. The story, from the moment it started, I was like, we've moved a lot. Like, we've gone from this to that. Like, it went really quickly. And then I looked at the time, it was like 20 minutes. And I was like, what? It's already 20 minutes into the movie? Like, it was really fast paced in moments. And that is simply because there just wasn't enough development. And there wasn't just enough of a build up of this connection with these characters. And another thing was, these movies are supposed to be so funny. Like, Shrek, Madagascar, like, and Kung Fu Panda. These three, I'm probably missing some others, but these three just stand out to me because of their humor, especially Shrek. And it was so disappointing when this movie was not funny, and I only really laughed once, which is really sad because I felt like I just grew up and I just couldn't enjoy the movie. But it just felt really like they were trying to make it funny, but it wasn't funny. But yeah, so now I'm gonna get into a bit more. So the chameleon wanted the kung fu from those in the spirit realm. But why did she want the kung fu from those in the spirit realm? Why didn't she take the kung fu from people alive? Like, she could have taken the kung fu from the Furious Five. Like, that would have given Poe, like, an even bigger reason. Like, there's a bigger stake for him to actually go rescue these people because they're his friends. That would have been so cool. There could have been, this movie could have had some sort of move, like, it could have been about someone, the chameleon, who had shapeshift as Poe and was causing trouble. It was like, messing up villages and stuff, and Poe has to go, save his name because he's Dragon Warrior. Like, this is stuff that this movie could have done. But like I said, no big development. The fights were okay. And Master Oogway wasn't even in this movie. Like, surely she would have wanted his chi. It's
Oh
Chi,
yeah,
sorry.
definitely.
Third movie, fourth movie, she would have wanted this kung fu. You see, third movie wanting Chi, fourth movie wanting kung fu. It's like it's a
Mm.
bit too similar. And then at the end, so when they finally defeat the chameleon and all the villains are like, master. I was like, no, no, these villains aren't gonna be like this. They're gonna be after them. Like they just made these
Yeah.
villains absolutely rubbish. Like these villains aren't gonna be forgiving. Like I get it, like, development with them, but why would they all of a sudden like, they should be rooting for her. I mean, I get that she took their kung fu, but afterwards, when the kung fu was returned to them, like they were like, "Oh yeah, Po, woo!" Like, huh? What? These villains
Yeah.
absolutely hate him. That did not make sense to me. And like Tai Lung was like, maybe Master Oogway was right. You've just
Yeah.
completely messed up their stories from having such a good like villain backstory to now just kind of making them, oh yeah, they're good guys. Woo. Like I get it, like like when we think about Loki, good, bad, but they're not Loki. They're not Loki. It's Tai
Yeah.
Lung. And
Yeah.
what I hated was that we only heard Tai Lung. They had Shen, they had Kai, but they were literally just animated. Again, they couldn't be asked to pay these people to come in and voice these characters. Like even for a little bit, like that would have been so cool.
Mm.
But yeah, honestly, it was such a disappointment. I just it again, it's another one of those things where the trailer was really misleading, and I think I just sensed that, and that's why I was like, this is just not good. Like they
Yeah.
really could have had this big showdown with all these like after they defeated the chameleon. It's post destiny to try and send all of these villains back into the spirit realm, and the Furious Five come in because Master
Yeah.
Shifu told them about it, and they could have did it like, like
Mm.
I'm not saying the chameleon was a bad villain, but they definitely could have made her so much more better.
Yeah.
What I even heard was that at one point in time they were going to put humans in the movie,
What?
and they scrapped that. And I'm like, would
Oh
that
my
have
God.
been better? I don't know now. I don't know.
Like, no. Never put humans in the animal kingdom. They do not mix.
But yeah, this movie just was really disappointing. Like, especially the ending now. So the fifth one is going to be Poe stepping away from being Dragon Warrior and starting to teach Zhen how to be the Dragon Warrior. Like, it's no
Yeah.
more a Kung Fu Panda movie. It's a Kung Fu Fox movie. So it's a new it's a new franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think this is the worst film in during like that was released this year. It's definitely not one of the greatest, I think. So yeah, I think the story was okay. I kind of get where they were going with this. Like eventually Poe has to doesn't can't be the Dragon Warrior forever, which I understand, and he has to give up his role. But I don't know, I felt like the idea of like he's saying like change can be a good thing, not a bad thing. I felt like they could have taken that into a much better, much more relatable situation than this. It just felt a bit too cliche about like, oh, I don't want to change. I want to be the Dragon Boy forever. I don't know. I felt a bit too childish. I felt like it should have been much. I feel like it should have handled a bit better in a way. Zen is a good character. And I mentioned in an spoiler review, I feel like they're overrating with the actress. She's basically in everything, Little Mermaid, Bad Guys, Immigration, I think. Yeah. So yeah, it was hard to get it out of my head, but the character was good. I felt like we could have I felt like it's better. I felt like she should have had like a better backstory as well. Like when she was talking about she was an orphan as well, and she was taken up by someone to be trained. But when she didn't mention who took her in and raised her, I instantly knew that it's the bad guy. It's obviously the bad guy. It was too predictable. Again, like there's so many cliches in this film that it just makes it a bit predictable, and that's the sad bit about the storyline. There was no much plot twist. There was not much like story development either. And yeah, it was a shame that not many of the characters get like a good spotlight in this. Like Furious 5, where the hell were they? They were like such a big part of the Kung Fu Panda franchise. That's like having a Scooby-Doo film and taking out the gang and just having the dog in it. It's just not right.
Having the dog in it, I'm sorry. The dog has a name.
Wait,
Let's not put Scooby like that. Like the dog.
sorry. Sorry, okay. Okay, move on to that. Sorry. Um, the animation was good. They still kept it in style. I like that. They added a bit like a different style animation. It's kind of that kind of feels like a bit of anime, which was kind of cool. So it's kind of like an action film. But yeah, another thing that was annoying is that Poe's dads were in it, but even if they weren't in the film, they would have made a big wouldn't have a huge impact on the film. Like they were there like trying to find their son, and they did some like little funny bits and like some like action bits as well. But in the end though, they were just standing by, cheering for the son during the fight. And I'm like, what? Oh no, they went all this way to find the son, and you're telling me that they're doing nothing at the end. It's yeah, that wasn't right. Master Shifu, he was a big part as well. Like in the third one, he was only like he was fighting General Kai near the beginning, and then in the end, he wasn't really himself. He was like brainwashed and the Green Soldier, but he was still there. He was still doing something. But in this film, he was just there for like a minute or so. It was sad, and that was really disappointing. The villain, the chameleon, I like her, and I like her powers, her shapeshifting. I get it, like she's absorbing people's like gifts and like shapeshifting. I thought this is a new challenge. This is something more, even more dangerous for Poe. And I thought, oh, this is gonna be really good. But she wasn't that sinister in a way. Like if you think about the originals, like Tai Long, when he found out he couldn't get the scroll, he was gonna destroy everything or hurt anyone to get what he wants. Lord Shen, killed nearly all the pandas to get what he wants. Kai was stealing other warriors' cheese and like kind of like taking away most of people's lives in a way. And for this one, she didn't do much that kind of threaten other people's lives, if that makes sense. I feel like if she like, I don't know, like destroyed a village or like hurt a lot of people, then I feel like I respect her more for a villain. But she didn't like there wasn't much for her to do in a way, which was sad. And the things I'm allowed to say for the spoilers, it was great to have the villains back, definitely. I like that we got Tai Long's actor in it because he's really good. But when they did came in and they were in the cages and for like most of their time, I felt that was such a waste. Because I thought one part of me thought that when Pearl was up against the chameleon, like when she turned into like a dragon or something, I thought like he was gonna try to give them back their skills and like their souls, I think. And when they do get it, they probably might band together and fight the chameleon together. And I thought, oh my God, that would be so cool. But no, they were still in their cages. Or like Emily said, like maybe they could like they might try to fight Paul, and then the Furious Five would come in and save him. Just, I don't know. I felt like that was just a waste. I get it. Like, there was no point of even getting them in the film in the first place. Like, and I heard so many people say like this would be a good opportunity for Tai Long's redemption, and I thought, is it? I get it. Like his past was sad, and I get like he was sort of told again and again he was created for great things, but was rejected by Oogway. And I kind of understand that, but this didn't felt redemption for me. This was sort of like out of character. Like instantly, he never liked Poe, and now he's respected now that they got his powers back. I mean, they could have got him instantly. It was so out of character. It just they took the wrong turn down. Like it was went down the wrong road for this. And even if he did get redemption, it was too fast at the end. And yeah, and one thing I hate about the climax and the final battle is that looking back in the original films, in the final battle, Master Shifu nearly got himself killed to stop Tai Lung from destroying the village. Paul was gonna stand up to Lord Shen and ready to get himself killed by his cannon, and Paul sacrificed himself to send General Kai to the spirit world back again. Like there was huge sacrifices in the previous films. This one, there was no sacrifice, not really, and it just didn't feel like there was much higher stakes, or there didn't feel like we all, or there was not like gasp or like, oh, what's gonna happen next or anything. It's just there was no big shock or anything. And yeah, it was just sad. Like sad that they missed that out. Yeah. Also, in the previous films, Paul has learned a new skill to defeat his villains. Like first one he learned about being the Dragon Warrior. Film two, he learned about inner peace. Third one, he learned to be a full like Dragon Warrior. In this one, he didn't learn anything to defeat the chameleon. Even he had the golden dragon power, but he didn't use it much. So that was really disappointing as well. I didn't understand why he didn't use that to defeat her. And it was just, yeah, like they had something here, and it was just they just went down the wrong path for this. And now I think we all just need to find inner peace from this film. So I just thought that and
You
I
had
just
to say that, didn't you?
yeah. Um yeah. So besides a good animation, which I might they kind of upgraded, the message of the story wasn't that clear. There was not much character development, and there wasn't much story development. So I say 5 out of 10 for me. I've said this in the non-spoiler review, but I think this film was okay. If they're gonna do a fifth one, which I probably think they shouldn't really, because I think this should just be the end before they do anything much more disappointing things in the fifth one. But yeah.
After seeing Kung Fu Panda 4, I'm sort of scared for Shrek 5 if that is gonna happen. Like I'm sort of scared. I'm sort of nervous.
Mm,
Like what on earth are they gonna do? Like so I'm sort of thinking maybe they should just leave it. Maybe I know with the end of Puss in Boots 2, like it sort of had that tease to,
yeah.
them going to far, far away. But I'm sort of scared, if I'm being honest. I'm sort of scared now after seeing Kung Fu
But
Panda 4. Like I don't
that's
know what they're
also
gonna do with Shrek.
yeah, but that's also scary for like if they ever do Madagascar 4. Like
I think I don't think I've heard anything about Madagascar 4, but the thing is well that as well, but I've mainly because loads of people are talking about Shrek 5 and after Puss in Boots 2, so I have a feeling they will end up doing Shrek 5 at some point.
yeah.
But
But
yeah,
it's like
even for Madagascar as well, like that
yeah,
will.
but like the story has to be meaningful. Like there has to be a reason for this film. And if there's not a clear message or a good purpose for it, then it shouldn't exist at all. So yeah, that's our spoiler review of Kung Fu Panda 4. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you like it, and we hope you like our very enthusiastic talk about our disappointment and dramatically. I don't know, but yeah, if you agree with some of our opinions, tell us in the comments. If you did like this film, tell us why. We would love to hear your thoughts. Before you leave though, please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. You can check out our other reviews we've done in the past. We recently done Madam Web, which is not good to watch. Like skip that. But if you want to hear why, you can check that out. We've also done reactions, games, pranks, a whole lot. Check them out. You also check out our website and our Instagram and Twitter. If you follow us, we will follow you back. That's a promise. Sorry. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.